Hi, this is Sandy James with Breathe Retreat. It's so good to be back with you again this week. What are we talking about? Are you tired of it yet? We're talking about renewing the mind. And why are we renewing the mind? Beloved, why are we renewing the mind? Why does Romans 12 make such a point of that? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And don't be conformed to the culture around you, that you may prove what is that good, acceptable, and perfect will of God. That life you were meant to live. Why is that a big deal? Because you, believer in Jesus, are the carrier of another world. We touched on this last week, and I wanted to make one more video about this, just to talk about the fact that you carry something in your spirit and in your life with Jesus. You are seated with him in heavenly places. That is the truth. I don't know what's going on around you, but that is the truth. You are seated with him. You are in covenant with a mighty, mighty king. And everything he has is yours. And everything you have is his. You get the better end of the deal, I promise you. That's the truth. That's what I'm trying to renew my mind to. Because when that becomes my dominant thought, there is no lack for us. There is no limit as to what we can do to bring the kingdom of God in this earth. The pattern of that world, the world we're seated in, the world that belongs to us, our hometown, that world, the pattern for that world must become the pattern for this one. And that's what we do. We bring that world into this one by renewing our mind, by saying what God says, by agreeing with him, and standing as emissaries of heaven in this earth. That's why we're still here and we didn't die when we got saved. We have a job to do. We are missionaries from another world, come to bring, we are our transferers of a culture into this one right here. Yeah? So what's the point? When the enemy brings, what does he bring? He brings death, he brings destruction, he brings sickness, he brings plagues. Can we just talk about that a minute? He brings anxiety, he brings insecurity, he brings fear. Why? Why does he bring that to believers? Why are we so anxious? We're the most stressed out, anxious culture I've ever heard of in my whole life. You know why? It disengages us from what we're supposed to be doing, which is bringing heaven to the earth, on earth as it is in heaven. That's our job. Our job is not to get there. He'll get us there when it's time. Our job is to bring it here. And so fear and insecurity and anxiety, as much as I will tolerate that in my life, disengages me, disconnects me from my mission in the earth, which is to bring his nature, his world into this one. We are the ecclesia, right? The called out ones, the church. It's translated church in different ways. But an ecclesia is not a religious term. It's a secular term. They were a legislative body in the middle of a Greek city-state that made decisions what would come in and go out of that city. What was allowed to come into that city-state passed through the ecclesia. We are the ecclesia of the kingdom of God, the legislative arm of the kingdom of God. And when we renew our mind to think like he does, we'll actually do our job here in the earth. This is Sandy James. It's so good to visit with you every week. I want to know what you think about renewing your mind. Tell me your thoughts. We love you. Breathe Retreat is when? It's on November 7th, and you can register at breatheretreat.life. We want to see you there. God bless you. Have a great day.